Hi everyone, and welcome to Media Arts. I hope you guys had a great week with your second assignment for this class. And this week we're going to jump into some computer skills to really help you learn what you need to learn in order to be a media artist. So last week we took our Google drawings that we made in the very first week, our All About Me drawings, we put them on our slides, and then we tried to record videos with Loom and add those to the slide. Now, there are a variety of ways to accomplish so many different tasks that we do in media arts. I will often suggest a certain app, but if you're ever having a hard time, feel free to explore and try other apps that can create photos and video. So Loom is one example where you can create that video and download it and then add it to your slide. But if this was tricky, don't worry, it's not a requirement. I just wanted to be able to get to know you and have you share your story with the class a little bit. But before we do anything else this week, we're going to jump right into a review, and hopefully it'll all make sense to you. Hi everybody, and welcome back to Media Arts. It is October 5th, and this week we are going to be working to get to know our computers a little bit better. Hopefully the Chromebook that you borrowed from the district looks a little more modern than this Atari laptop I've got here. But whatever machine you're using, we're going to get to know how to use our Google Drive, how to create some files, and how to organize them to make sure that you're able to do all the work you need to for this class. So there was a little bit of confusion last week, so we're going to start off by reviewing how to add files and folders and how to organize your files in Google Drive. You probably worked on this a little bit last week in your CCC class, but we're going to go over this specifically for how you're going to have a folder set up for this class. You are going to learn how to format some documents. So we're going to start off by making a Word document or a Google Doc. And we're going to do all the different things you would do whenever you're typing a paper or working on a typed out assignment for a class. You're going to learn how to screenshot so that you can take pictures of things on your that you see on your computer and then add those images to a presentation that you're going to be making. And you're going to create a Google presentation about your Google Drive and about your Chromebook and computer. So those are the things that we're going to work on this week. So let's jump right into it. All right, so reviewing, you all should have made a folder last week as part of your assignment. And when you are logged into Google and have Drive selected, you can manage those files. Make sure that you're creating a folder that's called Your Name Media Arts. So if your name is Susie McDoozy, it would be Susie McDoozy, comma, Media Arts. Please don't call your folder Mr. Oliver. I saw a number of you did that. If you did, that's no big deal. You're going to be able to rename your folder. It's on the drop-down menu of the folder, so I'll show you some of that. But make sure that folder gets shared with me and those permissions get changed so that anyone in North Clackamas can see what's inside. That way, whenever you share work with students, you don't have to change the permissions first. Okay, so there's your folder. Remember, Susie McDoozy, comma, Media Arts, please. I'm Mr. Oliver, so that's why I called it that. But I don't want you to do the same thing. It's your name, Media Arts. Okay, so if you happen to name it the wrong thing, look over here under our drop-down. When you click on that triangle, you can scroll down to rename, okay? Rename is really important to make it your name. And then for sharing, when you share it, make sure that you include my name, and then you can change the permission so that people in North Clackamas can view it, but can't make any edits. You don't want other students to be able to change things in your folder. But if you put a picture in there, you want other students to be able to see it if you share that link. Okay, so last week we downloaded our Google Drawings. I saw some really fantastic work. I'm really excited to get to finally know you guys a little bit. So you took your drawing and you downloaded it, and it went to your downloads manager if you're using a Chromebook, or your downloads bar on a Mac or a PC. And then from that, you added that to your slide so that now we have the assignment you turned in last week was a slide that had one part of it was a Google drawing. And that slide was then copied to our class presentation so that we can see each other's slides. Okay. So here's just a quick review about where things go when they go to a downloads manager. If you're using a Chromebook, just take some time to get to know how to access your files on your computer. If you don't have this button, one student that I was troubleshooting with the other day didn't have this. You can just go into your search your device bar and type in files, and then you'll find your downloads manager and you'll be able to move files around. So this week, I really want you to just get used to moving files within your drive. and really learning how to manage those. Okay, so we had a ton of issues with Loom. So many of you out there I know had a hard time recording with Loom. If you ever have a hard time with it, you want to restart your browser first and then possibly restart your computer to see if you're then still having an issue. Sometimes that's the most common things, especially using a Chromebook. You just want to make sure that it's running and it all understands. So you have to install this as an extension, and then you have to sign in using your Google account. That way, when you record, it all goes to your Loom account. Using your school's account, clicking sign in with Google, you'll be able to access that. So, all right. So hopefully you were able to get a video recorded of yourself, and then you're going to add that video to your slide as well. If you weren't able to, don't worry about it. You can still try if you want to. We are going to be recording video and sharing with each other, but later. I just wanted to do this as an introductory activity for you. So if you had problems, don't worry about it, but just remember, try and restart, make sure you're signed in, and we will then see if we can have a little more success. All right, so here was my slide. This one didn't include the video next to it, but you saw mine in the example that I have in Google Classroom that you guys have all been adding slides to, so mine's part of the work as well. Okay, using your slide in a different presentation, you should have taken your slide and copied it from your assignment in Google Classroom, held down Command and C, and it would have turned yellow. They've updated the color since I last did this screenshot. And then you're going to hit Edit and Copy, and then go to the All About Media Arts presentation, click on the first slide or any slide in there at all, and then hit Edit and Paste, and it's able to copy in. So if you didn't get a chance to do that last week, please give it a shot. That would be fantastic. And if you have any questions, just let me know, and I will try and solve that for you. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get into some brand new work here. So that was our quick review. If I went too fast, just pause the video and go back and try each step along the way. That's why I make these videos, so that you can go back and see it, since we can't be together as a class. All right, so we're going to make a document, and frequently the documents that you'll use will already be created by teachers and assigned you in Google Classroom, just like the first two things that I've given to you. However, you can make your own documents, and you're going to do that when you're in your Drive by hitting the New button, and then you're going to use the drop down and choose Google Docs for our first word processed assignment we're going to do. So we are going to make a document. All right, and we're going to name our document. So in the upper left-hand corner where it says Untitled Document, you're going to click there, and you're going to change it to say, I can format. Now, notice mine says in my Media Arts CDL. This is my folder that I put all the work for this class that I use as my teacher folder. So I want you guys to make sure you're in your folder. Let me back up a slide. Start off inside your Media Arts folder, because then that document you make will automatically be in the folder and already will be organized. Okay, so you're going to call this document I Can Format, and then here is a screenshot that I've added to this slide of what you're going to make. So in your Google Doc, you are going to make a title that says I Can Format, and then you're going to center it. You are going to put by and your name under it, and then you're going to skip a space, and then all the way left aligned, you're going to type in the sentence that says, I can do the following things that students need to know how to do when formatting a Google Doc. And then you're going to make a bulleted list, and you're going to show that you know how to make a bulleted list, how to underline text, how to make text italic, how to make text bold, how to change the size of text, how to change the color of text, how to change the alignment of text, how to make and format a table, and how to add links to text. So all of those things you're going to do. So I have a table below. I've made the headers bold. I made the top row a gray and left the others white. And lastly, I have a link to a presentation that you're going to make. So we'll get to all of these things, and you'll see how that works. All right, so the first thing we'll do when we format our document is we are going to use the toolbar to move things around. So get used to what the toolbar is. That is this thing right here under where it says File, Edit, View, Insert, Format. This is our toolbar, and the toolbar gives us almost all the tools we need to do what we need to do. So, okay, I have a typo here to see what a tool does. It's a tool, so I apologize for that. Okay, you're also going to insert links And when you insert links, you're going to use your chain link button here. This is going to be a link to your presentation. It should make sense in just a little bit as I get through explaining this. All right. So after you have made this document, you are going to, actually, you know what? I'm going to back up and I'm going to do a new document so you can see what that looks like. File, new, document. The problem is I'm not on the slide anymore. Oh, here I am. Cool. I'm back. All right. So I want to walk you through what this is going to look like. And so right in this top thing where it says Untitled Document, you're going to click on that. And I'm going to hit Command and A. On a Chromebook, it's Control and A, which means select all. And then you can delete. And now it doesn't have a title. So I'm going to call it I Can Format. All right. And then oh, that's a big O. I don't need a big O there. I'll put that there. I can format. So you're going to type in the words I can format. And when you do that, it is going to be in the default size and the default font. So we're going to just change that, and I'm going to make this larger. Maybe I'll make it 30 or so and put this in the center of my page. So see how I use my toolbar there to do that? I like a capital in each letter. And then by Mr. Oliver, so you can put your name on there. Okay. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. In fact, while I'm doing all of this, I realized I don't really want to use Arial font. I'm a big fan of ASAP. You pick a font that you like that is a standard typing font. Okay. So we'll get into learning fonts later in the year, but we don't want like a display font that looks all fancy. You just want to pick one of these styles of fonts that is not all caps. So I'll put it in ASAP. I like that one. And then I'm going to hit return. That goes to the next line. I'll hit return one more time to skip a space, go back to my toolbar, and then put it off to the side. Okay, so you're going to need to take some screenshots. So once you're finished with all this, you will take a screenshot. And the way you take a screenshot is by hitting Control-Shift. And that little button there that is above the number 6 on a Chromebook, I'm not sure what it's called. That's why I had to kind of just type it out and take a picture of my son holding his fingers on those buttons. So that's how you're going to take a screenshot. And then guess what? It's going to go to your Downloads Manager. If you're using a Mac computer, it is Command, Shift, and 4. All right, so now we're going to make a presentation. And this presentation is going to be what we link back to that document. So I taught you how to screenshot, but you're going to have to go ahead and open your Media Arts folder again and click New. And this time choose Google Slides. So call the file Getting to Know My Google Drive. And you'll make 4 slides that follow the format of my example. So you'll have a title slide, a slide with a screenshot of your document, a slide with a screenshot of your Media Arts folder, and a slide with a YouTube video, and let's add an animated object just for fun. So those are the things that you're going to have, and it would look like this. So here's my title slide. Here's my next slide that has a link right in it. It also has a screenshot. Here is my Media Arts folder with an animated object, which is my screenshot. But in it, I can see that I've named my folder correctly, and I've got my All About Me drawing and slide if I had it. And then lastly, you're going to add a YouTube video because you can add videos to slides too. And I just wanted to show you the different things that you'll be able to do with all of that. So let's back up so I can show you how you're going to make those things. So when you're in your Media Arts folder, so when I'm in my Media Arts CDL folder, oops, I typed it wrong, but it'll still find me. It says, did you mean that? And I go into my folder. And now there's the document I made earlier, I can format. So I'm going to make a new presentation, or new slides, and create and share, want it in that folder. And then now this one is going to be, I can't remember exactly what I named it, so I can make sure that we all know. I think I named it Getting to Know Google Drive. So when I come back to my presentation, I can come up here just like the naming of a document. It's the same way. Getting to know, oops, I spelled it wrong. To know your Google Drive. All right. So then I'm going to have 4 slides, and I'm not going to demonstrate all of the things for it because I think you guys can figure that out. But you would type in a text box. When you go to make a new slide, you can choose what style of slide you like. Frequently, I'll just do title only because I know I'm going to have a title. And then if I wanted to add a text box, I could hit the letter T and add that and then start typing in words, right? Okay. So you're going to do all of those things that I show you in my example. So you're going to take the screenshot of your document. And most importantly, we now have to go back to icon format because the one thing we forgot to do was add the link to our presentation. So now that we have the presentation created, now this is really important. I want everyone to follow carefully. You're going to click the button that says share. And notice it says anyone with a link, North Clackamas Schools. Anyone who has the link can access, no sign in required. So you're going to make sure that you can click on this and then you're going to select get link and copy link. That means the link will be copied to your computer's clipboard and you'll be ready to share that link. So you're going to go back to this document, right? And when you have your link in it, you would, let me not do it in orange because it's probably slightly confusing. When you have that here, and I don't need it underlined either because I'm going to show you what happens when you make a link. I will make it not bold, not underlined. You're going to highlight it, and then you're going to hit this chain link button. Notice the keyboard shortcut says Command K, and when you do, the text will still display link, and then you're going to hit Command and V or Edit and Paste to paste the link to that document. Now when I click on this link, it'll open up the presentation that I just made. Okay, so that's a really important step. That's how you have links and documents that teachers will share with you. And I want to make sure everyone understands how to do that. So once again, you highlight it, you hit the chain link button, and then you have to paste. You could do edit and paste if you wanted. Actually, you can't because when I'm here, Command K, and paste is going to be Control and V is going to be your best way of doing it. You can also right click and hit V. So I'm going to paste in my link. Now it's got a link there as well. So you can make links to other things. That's a really important step for today. Okay. I have so many things going on here. Let's get back to where we were. All right. So you're going to have to use my slides as a template to kind of show you. So I'm going to share these with you in Google Classroom. You can look at each slide and you can imitate it. You can make the coloring a little bit different. You could have different images, obviously different videos, different things animated, but I want you to learn how to do all of those things. All right, the last thing that I want to demonstrate is I want to show you how to add some animations. So if I go to here, let me go ahead and add a word, or actually I'll add a word that says animation. Okay. If I wanted to add, by the way, this is fun. I'm going to also insert some word art because that is something we learned about last week, right? And I could say are cool. So now I have word art and text. And either one of these can be animated by hitting the button that says insert and then choosing animations. Okay. Now the word animation is what was highlighted. So over here on the right, it says object animations and it says fade in on click. If I choose from the drop-down menu, I could make it fly in from the left if I wanted, right? And then I could also come down to my next thing and I could say, all right, let's make this one are cool. Actually, animations is that one. Let me select this object, add an animation, and I'm going to say this one I'm going to make fly in from the right. So I'm going to set fly in from the right, and they're both on click right now. I'm going to show you something neat you can do. You could change them so that they're after previous or with previous. So if I hit with previous, you can guess what's going to happen, and then you press play to test it, right? They could come in together, and now you've just animated some text. So the whole point of this week's lesson is to get comfortable using documents and to get comfortable using presentations. The editing tools are very similar from either application, but that's what you're going to make. So let me get back to my final slides to show you where we are. So this will be the document that you have that is a screenshot inside of a presentation. So make sure that you can do all of these things. That's going to be what your second slide looks like. Your third one, like I said, is going to be a screenshot of your Media Arts folder. And then your final thing is a video and with some animation on there. And so here's some cat videos for you. So I will leave this connected, and because it'll be these 4 slides will be shared with you Actually, all the slides will be shared with you, and you'll be able to look at them as an example. So hopefully this went well for you. I know that we've covered a lot of different things. Some people may be newer to different parts of word processing and different parts of presentations, but if there's anything that you're going to need to do as a media arts student, it is learn how to work with those presentations and learn to work with documents. So hopefully this went well. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me. I'm available in office hours. My link to office hours is posted in Google Classroom. I'll try and put it on this presentation also so that you can find that. For those of you that stuck through the video, I really appreciate it. This is how you're going to be able to learn. I know that these videos are a little bit long, but if we were in class, I'd be talking for an equal amount of time and giving you multiple examples. And I really want to make sure that you guys have understanding of this. All right, well, there you have it. So hopefully this all made sense. Hopefully you were able to create that document okay. You were able to make that presentation. Please, throughout any time in the video, I highly recommend you stop and try each thing that I explain. So these videos are super important for you to watch because we're not in class together where I can explain all those things to you. So make sure to stop the video anytime you're confused and try it again. I even oftentimes will have two windows with one tutorial video and then I'm practicing in the other because this is what we need to do in this time of distance learning. Speaking of distance learning, you probably noticed that I'm not in my regular location. I'm along the North Fork of the Wilson River in the coastal mountain range, about 20 miles outside of Tillamook. Because we're doing distance learning, I figured it'd be a great opportunity to get outside. I've been staying at a friend's cabin and I'm still tuning in and helping you out with all of your assignments. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to stop by my office hours, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1:30 until 2:20. Please make an appointment beforehand, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can just drop by. Now that link to our Google Meet is posted in Google Classroom under our classwork tab. So make sure to look for office hours under that classwork tab and you'll have everything you need to go. So on that note, I'm gonna get back to taking some more pictures because it's a beautiful spot. I'll see you in the next video. I forgot to say never stop creating. Well, never stop creating and I'll see you in the next video.